Hi, so competition 8 from Profit Ladder. So in the last video we looked at positioning and a positioning map and the different quadrants that are used when we consider position, and also danger signs of seeing a gap in the market and not fully understanding or investigating why there might be a gap in the market for you, your product and service. And to look behind things and to think about the profit involved in trying to achieve fitting into a potential gap in the market. And in that video, we were talking about the high quality, low price quadrant, because that often is not a fulfilled area in a lot of businesses. So we looked at that, and now we're just going to move on a little bit more about competition itself and feeling under threat. So often I see on Facebook personal trainers or people providing services that are worried about their clients being stolen from them by so-and-so down the road, or they're putting out false information, or they're using somebody else's transformation pictures. And this is all signs of threat. But often the threat is unfounded. Social media is a great smoke and mirrors tool. It's a massive smoke and mirrors tool. You've heard me rant before about gurus claiming turnover that is not evidenced at all, and that actually if you knock a couple of zeros off, you're probably closer to what they're actually earning. And we all see it all the time. We have Instagram models suddenly coming out saying, this actual perfect photo of me took 2 hours to achieve this natural look where I look slim enough and my looks look great enough and there was no cellulite showing and no wrinkles showing, and the social pressure for me to stay that slim got too much and I jacked it all in and I want everyone to know how fake everything is. But we all want to, I had an interesting conversation with Jill earlier today, that everyone kind of wants to buy into the dream of what they see on social media. And the dream might be that you can work 1 hour a day sitting on a beautiful white sandy beach running your online business, and ping, $10,000 just went into your bank account, whilst you're sipping a cocktail. And it's the same with any competition that you see as a threat. You don't actually know, unless you investigate, whether they are growing or shrinking. And even if they appear to be growing and getting more market share and really concerning you that their voice and their opinion and people are attracted to them, until you look behind the scenes, you don't actually know what's really going on. So an example given by Amy was that she felt under threat by her main competitor in her local geographical area for the service that she was providing, because they seem to be getting lots and lots of clients and seem to be really, really busy on the surface when she looked at all the evidence on social media. And then when she actually started, so this is why I've called it social evidence, when she started talking to people, she was hearing actually really bad feedback about service quality, people who said they'd never buy from them again, never use them again, would never refer. And so this massive rapid growth might be bringing them in instant money, but it wasn't going to be in the long term. That strategically, the service level was falling down. So the product might be right and the price might be right and the promotion might be right, but the actual service level wasn't right. So when you're looking for clues as to what's happening with the competition, rather than go into threat mode and panic mode, actually look at the 7 Ps that you've done for yourself. So that's product, price, place, promotion, physical evidence that they have, seasonality, and the people. So you might see clues like what you consider a growth clue, like a gym recruiting lots and lots of personal trainers. And on the surface, that looks like expansion. It's not expansion if the reason they're recruiting lots and lots of personal trainers is because lots and lots of other personal trainers have left working for them. And then you need to dig deep and find out the reasons why those personal trainers have left working for that gym. So what you see on the surface isn't necessarily what's happening behind the scenes. That applies to all sorts of products, all sorts of industries. I've used gurus, I've used gyms as an example, I've used Amy's business as an example, but it actually applies across the board. So looking at your 7Ps and look at your social evidence, you know, even things like bank accounts, shots of banking accounts, shots of money going into ClickBank can actually be fake because it can be from somebody else's. I've actually seen a personal trainer. It made me smile at the time. I'd done a load of food prep and I'd photographed the inside of my fridge with all these boxes of food prep in. And it was a few months later, but they're on my friends list. I saw the inside of my fridge again with some massive piece about how they prepped up all their food for the week. And I knew it was mine because I could tell by the containers. And obviously it had been my photo and they just saved it and they used it as social evidence for their business. So you are aware of these things, but equally you're just like everyone else. And I do this as well. You look at the surface and you think wonderful things are happening for that person. It may not necessarily be true. So when you get new clients, one way to find out what's really going on with your competition or who you're really in competition with, in case you haven't been able to identify who your real competitors are, is to ask people if they're inquiring or they're about to become a new client, who they've worked with before. Because that starts to identify, if you get the same names coming up, that starts to identify competition for you. But you also want to know why they've chosen you this time. So you want to find out, you know, how they found working with Slimming World or Weight Watchers or another personal trainer or a different gym, or in my case, a different guru or whatever. Not that I want to be compared to a guru, but let's just use that word for the sake of it. You want to find out how they found that, and you want to find out what was missing, like why they've come to you, why they haven't stayed where they were. Now, you may be identifying the biggest pain in the arse client ever to walk the planet, in which case you're doing yourself a favour because you can get rid at that point and go with gut feeling on that one always, no matter how much you want the money. I've made that mistake before, not about money, but about taking someone on even when my gut feeling went no, 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 no. I still went with it. Actually, I did that for like two people, I think. Only 2 out of quite a few, so I suppose that's not too bad. But go with your gut feeling on that one so that you don't get into a situation that's not comfortable for you or that it just makes you unhappy. It's not worth it. Believe me, it's not worth it. But you may find that it's not there a pain in the arse client, but there are major strengths and weaknesses particularly in your competitor. And if you start to hear the same thing over and over again, that's a big clue as to something you can exploit, an opportunity for you. An opportunity for you. A competitor's weakness, if it's driven clients your way, is an opportunity for you if you're identifying the same thing. Now, one person saying one thing, it's a bit like TripAdvisor now, isn't it? Does not make an opportunity. It doesn't make an opportunity. TripAdvisor notorious for getting all the critics in there and ranting and raving about what was wrong with a place. Yeah? But you've got to take the big picture. So if there are 50 reviews and 45 are really, really positive and 5-star or 4-star and 5 are negative, you would probably go with the 45 that are really positive unless they were written, 2 or 3 years ago and things may have changed. You've got to start using your analytical brain here. One person having worked with one trainer in the past and complaining about a weakness that trainer had does not make an opportunity. 5 people walking in the door saying the same thing with the same complaint, potentially you're identifying an opportunity. Okay, it for today. Speak to you soon. Bye.